Thought Police is a thought-provoking narrative experience that traverses a gray area in what is considered to be morally correct in society and when it is okay to bend the rules for the better of humanity. The goal of Thought Police is to put the user in a moral dilemma, to reflect on their personal beliefs and to make a potentially life-altering choice in a situation that presents itself as morally ambiguous.
Please, I need to find out. Please don't alert General Breen of my true identity.
Immersants embody the role of the Thought Police officer and find themselves fixated at a train station in Teresia, a futuristic dystopian society controlled by an authoritarian regime. The environment of Teresia is inspired by previous authoritarian regimes with brutalist architecture and propaganda-like elements.
First impression, I was very impressed by the world building.
I liked it, yeah. I personally like this kind of like aesthetics. It's like a Blade Runner. Watch this kind of like movies. I'm a huge fan of
I thought it was really cool. It had very futuristic sci-fi kind of feel, which was pretty neat. I like that genre.
The experience begins with a tutorial with an officer who helps you go through your training routine as a mind scanner, teaching you the objectives and interactions of your role.
Pick up the gun with your right hand. Good. Civilians will walk up to you to have their mind scanned for thought crimes. To scan their mind, aim the gun close to their head and wait until the spinner turns green.
Once at the train station, the immersant is exposed to the oppressive world of Teresia, where they are free to look around the environment around their stationed area at the train stop.
Ooh, okay, I like the dystopian environment.
Ooh.
Oh, wait, probably should get rid of that.
The characters in this experience are intended to be ambiguous and unidentifiable from each other. They do not exhibit distinct behaviors to strengthen this notion of the loss of humanity, loss of free thought, and identity in this oppressive society. The immersant is presented with a thought scanning device, which is used to screen the civilians lined up in front of them. This is used to identify civilians for potential thought crimes. The user inspects the thoughts of these people entering the capital and permits those who pass the test of the scanner. When the immersant scans a potential threat to Teresia, they are required to manually investigate these thoughts and decide whether to grant them access or have them punished for being a potential threat to the state.
I never wanted to come here. I know what General Breen does to people like me, but I have to know. My father, he died 6 years ago, and I don't know how or why. My father had a brilliant mind. He created the very thing that's allowing you to read my thoughts right now. He thought it could be the solution to world peace, a device that could help build bridges between people who thought differently from one another. When General Breen discovered that this kind of device existed, though, he had different plans. But I'm coming here to look for answers. My father was capable of developing technologies that no one else could. General Breen wouldn't want him dead unless something happened. I don't know. Please, I need to find out. My father believed that this device could connect people to one another. Please don't alert General Breen of my true identity. I don't want to start a revolution or an uprising. I just want to know what happened to my father.
The story is intended to get users to empathize with the civilian. The immersant has to struggle with deciding to pass through a potential threat to the state and risk termination, or deny access to the civilian, but deal with the psychological guilt of their own actions.
I just heard a whole story about her father. What am I supposed to do? Kick her in the face? Like, I don't know, like.
She said she didn't want to start a revolution, so I'm like, okay, I guess I'll just let you through if you're not going to be causing any problems.
Full disclaimer, I kind of blanked out when she was talking.
Okay.
Like I heard most of it, but then at the end, she said something about like not telling them who they were. And so the not stuck in my mind. So I thought that was like X to not reveal her identity and check mark to reveal. And I was like, X. And then the guy came in, I was like, oh, oopsies.
I just wanted to see the consequences. I just wanted to see like what will happen to me as an inspector, right? Because there are those like bad guys who were watching to me, and I just wanted to see what happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would have happened if I said no? I guess that's kind of interesting to me after 5-minute thing of the woman talking about how she needs to be let through. Why would I pick no? I would pick yes.
The primary type of immersion we explored with the experience is imaginative immersion. The final decision the immersant must make was to heavily rely on the Catalyst NPC narrative and connect with the immersant on an empathetic level.
I like that you put people into an uncomfortable experience and they have to make a decision that's not easy.
The challenge is in here almost, not even mechanically, right? It's more like
But
ethically.
that's what makes it work,
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
So, and you also take away a lot of the things that could be distracting. So it's enough to give you a sense of the environment.
Yeah, it was just super cool. Like, I didn't understand like the point of it though until the very end, and it made a lot of sense, which was kind of like an aha moment. I didn't realize that that was a choice until they said, oh, you let her go by, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I did.
I liked it when you were in her mind and then the setting changed.
I thought like during the cutscene at the end, the shaders you guys used were both my hands and like what was being projected with like that dot kind of style was really, really unique and really cool.